good morning, you guys. It's Monday. Hello, welcome. Happy Monday. We're on here a little earlier today. Hello. Hold on. Just so you guys know, I do have Instagram on the right. I got YouTube in the middle, and I got TikTok here on the left. How are y'all feeling this morning? How was your weekend? Did you guys have an amazing weekend? Hello, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're on bright and early. I don't think I've been on here at 10:30 before, so this is early. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I hope you guys had a safe weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself and got to do some things that truly make you happy, right? I hope you guys did some self-care, some self-love, whatever that is for you. We all have different things that we like to do for us. For me, I love to get my hair done. I love to get my nails done. It just makes me feel special. It makes me just vibe on a very, very high frequency. I also love to exercise. So those are just some of my self-care, self-love routines, but we always all have our own things. Good morning, TikTok. How are y'all feeling this morning? Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Instagram. So since the weekend is over, you guys, it's time we lock in on the goals for the week. And we're gonna get into how to do that because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with staying focused, and not just with staying focused, but believing in yourself, right? A lot of times we don't reach our goals because we don't always think that we're worthy of reaching them, whether that's losing weight, whether that's getting in shape, whether that's starting that business that you've wanted to start for a very long time, but you've just kind of been on the fence with it, right? Maybe you're trying to switch careers and you don't really know how to get started, or you know how to get started, but you're fearful of the unknown, right? We've all had levels of anxiety, fear, just things. Anytime something is different, sometimes we don't always welcome change, but I'm here to tell you change is a beautiful thing, okay? So we're gonna get into all that. I wanna give people just a few minutes to get in here on this beautiful Monday morning. Good morning. Hi, Instagram, hi, YouTube, and hi, TikTok. How are y'all feeling? We're gonna talk about getting a focus, believing in ourselves, all the things, because it's a brand new week. So what better day than the present to lock in? What better day than today? Because a lot of times we're always like, oh, I'm gonna start on Monday. I'm gonna start Monday. It's always Monday. Well, it's Monday. It is Monday, so let's go ahead and get started, right? Let's start on Monday like we promised last week and the week before. Monday is today. Hi, Roy. Monday is today, so we're gonna start on Monday. All right, so the very first thing that I want you guys to understand is when it comes to focusing, when it comes to reaching your goals, whatever those are, you have to believe in yourself. And I know that can sound so cliche. It's like, how do we actually, it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to actually do it, right? If you don't believe in yourself, how are you gonna even have enough confidence to do what you don't know how to do or what you wanna do, but you're scared, right? You have that fear inside of you because you're just kind of like, well, what if it doesn't work, right? What if I try and I fail? Fear, right? Fear, and more fear. Okay, that's why I always stress the importance of starting really slowly with small goals, okay? So you guys know that I lost a lot of weight in TikTok, because I know TikTok shows live to a lot of people who have not followed me or don't know anything about me. I lost 115 pounds, you guys, with no weight loss surgery, no appetite suppressants, none of the things, okay? So how did I go from such an unhealthy diet to being vegan? I started off very slowly with small goals, okay? A lot of times we get so wrapped up in the big goal, okay, I have to lose 100 plus pounds, that it becomes overwhelming, right? It's like, well, how am I gonna go from level 1 to level 50, right? That seems so far away. So start with smaller goals. So if you are on a weight loss journey or you wanna start losing weight, maybe you wanna start getting into shape, that smaller goal would be, I'm not gonna drink any soda for the next 48 hours. For those of you guys who love to drink soda, I used to love Coca-Cola and Sprite. Those are my favorite drinks. The small goal would be, I'm not gonna drink any soda for the next 48 hours. That sounds simple enough, right? Maybe to some people it's like, oh, that still sounds a little complicated. But no, seriously, seriously, seriously. Maybe the goal is I'm going to go to the gym today. That could be the smaller goal, right? So when you do that, when you reach that small goal, your confidence is going to go from -5 to maybe -4 for those of you guys who are struggling with self-esteem and confidence, right? Because you just prove to yourself that you can set a goal and reach it, right? A lot of times the reason why we have low self-esteem, we have low confidence in ourselves is because we don't keep the promises that we make to ourselves. I don't know how many more times I have to say it to get it through your head. We struggle a lot when we don't keep the promises that we make to ourselves. How disappointing is it to say you're going to do something and then it's time to do it and you don't do it? It's disappointing. It can be very, very disappointing, and it can be very detrimental on your confidence because you slowly start to have self-doubt because you're proving to yourself time and time and time again that you're incapable of keeping the promises that you make to yourself. So after a couple of times of doing that, you start to not believe in yourself because you haven't proven to yourself that you can do something. Okay, but a lot of times the reason that we do that is because we're setting the goals extremely high. And there's nothing wrong with setting high goals. I have a lot of very high goals. But if we constantly lock in on what the highest of the highest goal is, for example, losing 100 pounds, we become overwhelmed. We start to feel like it's just too far away to reach. So therefore, I'm going to suggest that we reel it in. Let's start with the smaller goal. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe your business you want to do, I don't know, maybe you want to cook. Maybe you want to be a chef. Or maybe you want to sell plates, dinner plates or lunch plates or something along those lines, right? Okay, maybe the smaller goal is you're going to sell 5 plates this week. Maybe you have a full-time job and you're just trying to figure out, well, how will I have the time to do my full-time job, take care of my family, and still start this business that I want to eventually become my full-time gig? Okay, the smaller goal will be I'm going to set aside 2 hours this week. So within 7 days, I'm going to set aside 2 hours to focus on my business, getting it registered, coming up with a name, coming up with the content, just 2 hours. Just 2 hours. If a lot of us stopped mindlessly scrolling on social media, we would realize we have more than 2 hours of extra time. More than 2 hours. See, we have to also prioritize our time. A lot of us don't do that. We don't realize how much time we spend on social media, right? It's one thing to be on social to learn something, right? Maybe you want to learn how to market your business. Maybe you want to learn how to eat healthy. Maybe you want to learn how to exercise, right? Maybe, so those things are okay because you're learning something, you are getting value from that content, right? But there's also content out there that we spend a lot of time watching and consuming that does absolutely nothing for us but make us laugh. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with a good laugh here and there. But when you add up all the times and all the minutes that you spend scrolling on social where it's not adding any value to you, you'll realize in a very short amount of time that you actually have a lot of time, but you're prioritizing your time on social for mindless scrolling. So I encourage you to be more mindful of that. There's nothing wrong with spending time for entertainment purposes, right? How about we say, okay, today I'm going to spend 30 minutes of consuming content that's just for pure entertainment, whether that's sports, stuff that's funny, whatever it is, right? But the other time that I'm on social, if I choose to be on social, it's going to add value to my life and to what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay? Because we all have the same 24 hours. We may not all have the same responsibilities, but we all have the same 24 hours. And sometimes we have to learn how to be creative with the time that we do have of free time so that we can get things done that we want to get done. Good morning. Hello, hello. Happy Monday, TikTok. Happy Monday, YouTube. Happy Monday, Instagram. We are going over how to reach our goals today for the week. because we always want to set stuff till Friday or till Monday. It's always Monday, Monday, Monday. Well, Monday is here, and Monday we are going to stay focused. So we talked about setting smaller goals to get us to that ultimate bigger goal, right? So we talked about if the goal is weight loss, instead of focusing on losing those 100+ pounds or whatever that goal is for you, we're going to first focus on not drinking any soda for the next 48 hours or going to the gym at least one day this week. Something small, something very obtainable, something that's not going to make us feel like we're doing too much. Because that's the other thing too. When we drastically make changes in our schedule and our routine, it can cause fear, it can cause anxiety because it's just not something that we're used to doing, right? So we have to become accustomed to these things. We have to create this routine. We have to create these new habits, right? Now, some of us, we can create them just like that. We can quickly shift. Some of us, we're a little more hesitant, and that's okay. That's okay. But we still have to get there. We still have to figure it out, right? So setting those smaller goals is really, really, really important. So stop focusing on that big goal. Maybe your goal is to get a master's degree and it's gonna take 2 years, okay? Well, instead of constantly thinking about, oh my God, 2 years is such a long time from now, let's focus semester by semester, okay? So we're not just feeling so overwhelmed, all right? The next thing that I feel like we have to talk about is, well, we talked about keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. So that goes with that, okay? If you say you're gonna do something, you got to fucking do it. Otherwise, don't say it. Don't fucking say it, okay? But if you say it to yourself that you're gonna do this thing, whatever it is, you have to do it. There's no turning back. There's no changing your mind. There's no coming up with excuses. You already said you were gonna do it, so now it's time to execute and do it. We're not playing any more games with ourselves, okay? We're not gonna do it. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Do it. Hold yourself accountable for once if you're not already, okay? I know that can sound kind of harsh, but sometimes tough love is the best love. Sometimes we have to stop babying ourselves and we have to hold ourselves accountable, okay? So don't say that you're gonna be on this weight loss journey, but when the weekend hits, you're out drinking and going to happy hour with your girlfriends and drinking a whole bunch of drinks and margaritas and cocktails and beers and all the things. That action does not align with the goal that you set for yourself. No one told you to set that goal, you set that for yourself. So what's the issue? Now when it's time to actually do it, there's a problem. It can't be like that anymore, you guys. At some point, we have to execute. Or it's gonna be another year going by where we're just watching our life go by and we're not doing anything different than we did the year before. So if you say you're gonna do something, do it. Do it, do it, do it. So think long and hard about what you say you wanna do. Are you willing to put in the commitment? Are you willing to make the sacrifices needed to be made to reach the goal? Because if the answer is no, maybe you should think twice about that goal that you have. Maybe it's not really something you want to do. Sometimes we set goals not because they're actually something that we want to do, but it's something that we feel like we should do. But it's not really what's going to make us happy. A lot of times we find out through these journeys that we're living for other people. But at what point do we do what's gonna make us happy? Sometimes we say we wanna get a degree because we think it's something that we should do to make more money, right? But when we actually sit down and try to do it, we're not happy with it because it's not really something that we want to do. It's something that we feel like we should do. Okay, so a lot of times if you find yourself struggling with trying to focus on whatever that goal is, it might also be because it's not what you really want to do in the first place. I know I've been there and done that multiple times, and it's not fun, and it makes you feel bad about yourself because you're trying to figure out, well, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to do this? Maybe because it's not something you really want to do in the first place. I know a lot of us have fallen into that trap when it comes to school and education. We want to make money. We're torn between making money so we can have a stable career, right? We can have a good enough income so that we can support our family. But we're in a field that doesn't really interest us. But you kind of are torn because it's like, you have bills, right? You have bills, but you're not happy. So then you're just constantly going back and forth with yourself. Like, is this what I want to do or is this not? I struggled with that for years and years and years. And let me tell you something, nothing good came out of that. Nothing good came out of that. I went to school because I felt like I had to, right? That's the thing to do. That's what's gonna make my family happy. But I wasn't happy. And then I'm in a degree program to make good money, right? Because I want to have a good life, but it's not making me happy. So now I'm living day to day, just kind of like going through the motions, not motivated to do anything better than what I'm doing because it wasn't something I really wanted to do. Okay, so don't feel bad if you find yourself lacking focus on the goal that you set for yourself. But I encourage you to really figure out, is it something you really want to do? Only you can answer that for yourself. I set healthy boundaries and definitely not deprive myself of anything. Once you deprive yourself, that can set you up for failure. Moderation is key. Yes, exotic bad. That is so true. DeMarcus said, it ain't easy, but it's worth it. Absolutely. Hi, Andres. Hello, hello. Fear is the worst enemy. Yes. False evidence appearing real. And that's what I call fear. That's what I've heard other people call fear. False evidence appearing real. You're hyping yourself up for the worst, but it hasn't even happened yet. What if we hype ourselves up for the best? What if we come up with all of the greatest possibilities of something? Discipline fills the gap when motivation is lacking. That is very, very, very true, BZ. Very true. Hi, T-May. Hello, hello, hello. False evidence appearing real. Fear, okay? And I used to live in a lot of fear. I used to hype myself up for the worst case scenario. Well, what if I try this and this happens? And it's like, why do we always hype ourselves up for the worst? Why can't we hype ourselves up for the best? What if we try this new thing and it works? Wouldn't that be great? What if we try this new thing and we excel at it? What if we try this new thing and we're truly, truly, truly happy? That would be amazing, right? But a lot of times our mind goes to, what if we try this new thing and it flops? What if we try this new thing and everyone laughs at me? What if we try this new thing and I fail? But what if you try this new thing and you don't? See, we have to change our mindset. A lot of us are very, very, very negative, and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize how negative we are sometimes. And then we worry about things that it doesn't matter. Okay, so a lot of people who I've talked to say they want to be content creators. That's great. It's wonderful. But then their concern is, well, what if I make content and no one supports me? And then when I ask, who is no one? Who is this group of people that you're looking for support from? They'll say things like, oh, well, what if I try it and my friends don't support me or my family doesn't support me? Okay. And? And what if you try it and maybe your friends and family don't support you, but maybe there's a whole bunch of people that you don't even know who support you? What if that happens? Because that is what's going to happen. And one thing I'm going to always do is be honest with you. Most of the time, not always, there's always, possibility of things going a different way, but most of the time, if you want to be a content creator or something along those lines, you want to run a business, Most of the time, your support is going to come from people that you don't even know. Most of the time. And what is wrong with that? Why does it matter who is supportive? You're just looking for support. Why does it have to come from a specific person? It doesn't. It doesn't. But that is so many people's fears. Oh, the support has to come from my best friend since elementary school. Well, 9 times out of 10, your best friend from elementary school isn't even going to be a customer of whatever it is that you're selling. They're not even your target audience. If I'm trying to sell weight loss products and my best friend from elementary school isn't overweight, how can she support me? She doesn't have any weight to lose. You get what I'm trying to say? You have to find people who are interested in the product that you're selling. And that doesn't always have to be from people that you know. And that's okay. But you see what I'm saying? It's like we just create these fears and we get so worked up over things. And it's like we have to just take a deep breath and realize that a lot of the things that we're worried about, 1, hasn't even happened yet. And 2, even if it does, it doesn't mean the world is going to end. Thinking negative. And you just gotta accept it. Exactly. You can't let the negativity take over. And that's what we do a lot of times is we let negativity take over. Recognize that life is a journey of trying and failing. We're only here for an experience. Everything ends up happening exactly like it should. Just keep moving forward. Exactly. And trusting the process. And trusting the process. Hello, King. Hello. We have to trust the process, you guys. I think I saw one more comment on Instagram. Let me scroll. Be not afraid to make mistakes. Exactly. And a lot of times people say, well, what if I fail? What is failure? What is failure? Because I notice we all have different meanings of we all have different understandings of what failure is. Let me explain to you what I think failure is. To me, failure is completely giving up. But if you try and let's say you're not that good at it right away, but you keep trying so that you can get better and better at it, that's not failing. Nobody is phenomenal at something when they first try it. Okay? So let's think about weight loss. Okay, if you come from a family or upbringing where eating healthy foods and exercising wasn't a priority, are you failing if you think that a particular food is healthy and you find out later that it's not? Is that failing or is that learning something? I consider that learning something. That's not failing. Maybe you try to lose weight and on week 1 you don't lose any weight. Is that failing or does that mean you just have some more learning to do? Maybe what you thought you knew about weight loss isn't true. But that doesn't mean you're failing. That means you just lack knowledge. We can't be an expert at everything. How can you be an expert at everything if you've never tried it before? You don't come out of your mother's womb knowing everything about everything. You have to educate yourself on it, right? You didn't come out of your mom's womb knowing how to do multiplication and division or percentages, right? You had to be taught that. You had to learn that. Why is anything else any different? Because it's not taught in school, so it's not the same thing? It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing, okay? So let's say that you want to start a business. Okay, so you have this really cool product that you want to sell. Maybe you want to make plates. Maybe you're a chef. You're really good at making different recipes and things. And you make one post on social that you're selling lunch plates for $9.99. It comes with a meat, a starch, and a veggie, and no one buys it. Does that mean you failed, or does that mean you just have some more learning to do when it comes to marketing? Because you weren't taught marketing in school. You don't know anyone who's an entrepreneur. So maybe you just have some more learning to do. That doesn't mean you failed. That just means you don't know how to market. You have to learn. Another thing we don't realize is a lot of stuff takes time. A lot of us don't want to have time for time. We always want stuff right now, right away. I want to lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks. Go. What? No time. People act like they have no time for anything. You guys, I have been on my weight loss and fitness journey for almost 2 years come next month. Let me tell you about time. Let me tell you about time, honey. Now that's some time. 2 years, and I'm still not all the way where I want to be. 2 years. That's time, okay? So that's what I'm saying. A lot of us think things are just supposed to be so quick. I want a PhD in 6 months. Go. So no time. You're just gonna set out on this thing and you expect to have top tier results in 30 days. That makes no sense whatsoever. But a lot of people would look at that as, oh, I failed because I wanted to make $1 million in 2 weeks and I didn't. So that means I'm a complete failure. So there's no time invested. There's no time involved in that. It's just supposed to happen by next week or it's failure. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying when it comes to changing our mindset on things. Nothing really comes quickly unless you've taken like a little cheat code. So if you're gonna go get some lipo, okay, that'll come quicker, right? But did you learn how to eat right so that you don't gain the weight back? No, that takes time. It takes time to create these routines and these habits so that you don't gain weight back, right? You have to learn how to eat properly. You have to learn how to rewire your brain. You have to learn how to become consistent with working out, whether you go to the gym or you go on hikes. You have to completely change your entire life so that you don't gain the weight back. That takes time to do. Winners never quit and quitters never win, period. I'm glad I came to the stream at the right time. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really do. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. It takes time. So for those of you guys who want to start a business, it takes time to get that first sale. It takes a lot of time, and a lot of times people don't want to take the time. People just want stuff so quick, and you can't want things quickly. You have to get that out of your head. We have to rewire our minds to stop wanting things so quick, fast, and in a hurry, okay? And another thing that is very, very, very important, which I learned a lot of on my weight loss journey, which took time, is the power of consistency. For anything that you want to do, you have to be consistent. And a lot of us don't want to be consistent. Or we think in our head that we're being consistent when we're really not. A lot of us think that if we work out today for 20 minutes, there's no reason why we can't be in shape in 5 months from now, just working out 1 day a week for 20 minutes. Ma'am and sir, that is not consistent. That is not consistency. A lot of us think that if we just only do fast food 1 time a day, that the other 2 meals that we eat, we can eat healthy, right? And still lose weight. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not how that works. That's not consistent. That's not consistent. But in our minds, we think that it is. So then when the thing doesn't work out, we're so quick to say, oh, I failed. This goes back to lack of knowledge. It's not that you failed, it's that you just don't know. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing. What's wrong with not knowing is knowing that you don't know and then not going to seek the answers so that you can know, okay? Hi, Green Bay. Caught your life from Texas, you're right. We live in a microwave world. Yes, everything has to be instant. No work needed. Thank you, thank you. And that's what we have to change, you guys. The only way you're going to see results is if you're consistent every day. It takes time. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Don't move the field goal post for yourself. Yes, absolutely. See, it's like you guys already know this. It takes time, yes, but being surrounded by negative people is something. Yes, yes. And one thing I can tell you guys, let me see who said that. One thing I can tell you guys, T-Main, is a lot of times we don't even realize that we're in negative environments until we get out of them. I know that's probably happened to all of us at some point. Hi, James. A lot of times we don't even realize we are in a negative environment until we are removed from that environment, and then you start to reflect on it, and then you start to see how it really impacted you, right? Because you're too close. You're too close in it. But it's not till you step back where you see, okay, this was really negative. This was really toxic, and it was holding you back, right? So we have to understand our environment, being patient and consistency, okay? That's why I tell you guys, weight loss is an everyday thing. There's no day off, okay? There's no day off. And I talk about this in my YouTube video that'll be dropping in about 4 hours. I talk about this. Even if you don't work out every day, right? Maybe you do take rest days, and there's nothing wrong with that. Listen to your body, take your rest days. But just because you're on a rest day does not mean that you get to take a day off from everything else that goes along with losing weight, okay? So just because you don't go to the gym on Tuesday does not mean that you don't get to, you don't have to drink all of your water and stay hydrated. That doesn't mean that you don't get your sleep, your 8 to 9 hours of sleep. That doesn't mean that you just get to eat like shit all day. That doesn't mean that you don't stretch. That doesn't mean that you don't do what you need to do on the back end when it comes to weight loss, just because you're off from the gym, okay? It's every day. Every day you should be making sure you're drinking your water. This is how much water I got left. This was full before I went to the gym. And this is how much I got left. Okay? There's no reason why you can't be drinking your water every day. Why you need a rest day for drinking water? Why you need a rest day from getting enough sleep? Do you get what I'm saying? So even if you're not active on your rest day, which is fine, you should still be doing the other things that are needed to lose weight. You should still be making sure you're eating in your calorie deficit. Okay? Why do you get a day off from the gym and you get to eat like shit? What? All day? It's a cheat meal, y'all, not a cheat day. It's a cheat meal. Some of y'all want to make them cheat meals and cheat weeks, cheat days and cheat weeks and cheat months. It's a cheat meal. Okay? Yes, water is key. Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's every day. Thank you, Demetrius. It's every single day. You should be focused on whatever that goal is for you, doing something towards that goal. Now, some days you might take it a little easier, right? Every day doesn't necessarily have to be like 20,000%, but it's just every day you should still be doing something towards that goal, something, okay? So maybe you're in school, okay, if the goal is getting the degree, maybe you're not actively responding to discussion boards every day, right? But maybe you still check your emails on that off day. Maybe you still get on YouTube and watch something that's gonna teach you about the degree that you're working towards. You're still doing something for that goal every day. And if you can't commit to doing something for that goal every day, that might mean that you don't really like what you're doing. So for instance, a lot of people say they don't like going to the gym. That's fine. You don't have to go to the gym to be active. Okay? You don't have to go to the gym to be active. All right. So I want you to find an activity that you like to do so that you can do it most days. Okay. Maybe you like to swim. Maybe you like to take walks, whatever that is for you. Okay. So if you struggle with going to the gym every day and you're just like, oh, I really don't feel like it, and you just gotta force your way to the gym, maybe you don't like the gym. Maybe you don't like the gym, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to go to the gym to burn calories, okay? You don't have to. You don't. Okay? So I want you to take time to find an activity that you do enjoy so you're not getting all anxious and worked up and dreading every single minute that you're in there, okay? But you have to take the time to figure out what it is that you want to do. You can't just, well, I don't like to go to the gym, so I'm just not going to do anything. No, you better be actively thinking of what it is that you do like to do so that you can go and do that. You still have to move your body, okay? We can't just eat right and not move. Yes, you'll lose weight, but what about your organs? What about your heart? What about your lungs? What about your joints? You don't care about those things? You got to care about those things. If you want to still move when you're in your 80s, you have to be active. There's no way around it. So you better go and find that activity that you like to do, that you find enjoyment with, that's going to get your heart rate up, that's going to get you sweating, okay? Hi, Black. When you're determined to get your destination, you got to have patience. Yes, that's your good. Yes. Listen, that water, today was leg day, so I was, I hear some say they hate water. They can't even bump it up a notch and put fruit in it and hydrate. Yeah, you know, and I hear a lot of people say that they don't like water, and that fascinates me. That fascinates me. I don't know how you don't like water, but you better figure out how to like it. Some things you just got to figure out how to do. You know, sometimes, how do I put this? Sometimes you may not like a certain aspect of what you got to do to get to the goal, but you want that goal so much that you're willing to do that you really don't want to do to get to the goal, okay? Like with anything. Like I remember when I was in school, I hated essay posts. Like I hated that. Like on Blackboard, I don't know what they use these days, but I hated having discussion posts. Like I thought that was the most annoying, most trivial thing. I absolutely hated it. But that's just what comes with it to get the A in the class so that you can pass and move on to the next thing. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just gotta fucking suck it up and just do it, right? It's just like a little stepping stone to the overall goal, right? Like a lot of times people say, oh, well, I don't like to meal prep. Okay, well, sometimes you just have to do it so that you can make sure you're not gonna overeat when you're hungry because you don't have any food in the fridge, because you didn't meal prep, right? Some things you just have to do it. It just is what it is, you know? It just is what it is. Sometimes you just have to do what you don't wanna do because you really want to lose weight, okay? You really want a muscular physique. Well, if you want a muscular physique, you got to do some type of resistance, whether you're going to be in the weight room or you're going to do calisthenics. You got to do something. Resistance bands. You got to do something, right? So we also have to understand that sometimes you just got to suck it up, right? I hate to be so blunt sometimes because I know it can come off kind of like bitchy, but it's so true. It's so true. And unfortunately, sometimes we like to be baby. Yes, you definitely have to be proactive for sure. Water is the #1 priority. Yes, water is the healthiest. It don't get any healthier than water, y'all. You know, I know they have like those little sugar packs, like those crystal lights that you can put in to make it taste like something else. You know, I've seen people put fruit in their water, like cucumbers or lemon or, you know, whatever. But some things you just have to do. You just have to drink the water. Or when you go work out tomorrow, you're going to be struggling because now you're dehydrated as hell. You know, it just is what it is. It comes with the territory. So you know? Sometimes, like for instance, let's say your goal is saving money. Maybe you want to have, I don't know, X amount saved in 6 months. Okay, maybe it's going to be hard to not go out to eat. Maybe that's your thing. Like you have to go and get that Starbucks coffee every morning before you go to work. And once you added up how much it costs, you're like, I have to cut this out because it's just too expensive when you add it all up like that. But you really want to reach the goal, which is having this amount saved by this amount of time. Then you just got to stop going out. Good morning. You just have to stop going out. If you really want that goal, this is what it is, you know? There's no way around it. But it's going to make you tougher. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you more disciplined, for sure. Hold on, y'all. I gotta plug in my Instagram phone is dying. It's gonna make you more mentally strong because hold on. It's gonna teach you. It's gonna teach you discipline, right? And you'll learn that as you keep on pushing. You will learn a lot of things. I learned a lot about discipline on my weight loss journey. I learned a lot about consistency. I learned a lot about delayed gratification. A lot of us don't like to talk about that. Delayed gratification just simply means waiting for the results that you wanted. In other words, doesn't come right away. You have to wait for it. So you could work out on Monday. That don't mean you're gonna see a change on Tuesday. You might not even see a change come next week, but you know it's coming. You gotta wait for it. It's not quick. I learned a lot about patience on my weight loss journey, for sure. Because think about it, I had over 100 pounds I needed to lose. Do you know how many 2.5 pounds a week you gotta wait to get to 100? That's a lot. That's about 50 weeks. That's a long time. And then some weeks I didn't lose any weight. So that's even longer. Some weeks I cheated. So now I'm waiting, I'm pushing my results back because I chose to cheat. So you have to just get in the mindset that it's gonna take time. You have to be consistent every day. It should be towards something. I just did a 30-day water fast. So that means you only drink water for 30 days. What does that mean? Because I know people be having different definitions of what a 30-day water fast is. Break that down for me, please. Hutch your key. Yeah, y'all. But you got to get it done. Now, this is what I'm going to do for you guys on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure y'all follow me. Well, YouTube too. TikTok, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and YouTube. When we get off of this live, I want you guys, if you are enjoying what we're talking about, if I'm motivating you, inspiring you, making you see things differently than how you saw them before you joined the live, when I post this on YouTube and Instagram, make sure you like it. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know that what I said today resonated with you. Let me know that I changed your life in some way, shape, or form. I changed your thought process. I changed how you see things. You enjoyed what we talked about. Let me know that through a comment and through a thumbs up. That's all. Just through a thumbs up or a comment, let me know that you enjoyed the discussion so that I know to keep having these type of discussions. I know that you resonate with this stuff. Okay? That's all I ask is a thumbs up, a comment, maybe some heart emoji, fire emojis, 100 emojis, something. Let me know that this discussion helps you in some way, shape, or form. Okay? That's all I ask. TikTok, I can't post the live, so y'all ain't gotta do it. y'all ain't gotta do it. But if you follow me on Instagram and YouTube, hit the thumbs up, hit the heart, leave a comment for me. Let me know, hey, this really resonated with me. I really appreciated this word today. That's it. I drank water only for 30 days. It was a hard journey. That sounds extremely hard. That sounds extremely hard. More power to you, sir. More power to you. Because I don't know about that one. I don't know if I could do that. And that's the last thing I want to say before we close this live out. And I just thought about it because there's the negative self-talk. The negative self-talk. And that was a prime example right there of me participating in negative self-talk. We don't realize the power of our tongue sometimes, meaning we don't realize how powerful what we say to ourselves, what we say about ourselves, how much that impacts our actions and what we do and how successful we become at something. Okay, that's why I talk about affirmations, positive affirmations, saying positive things to yourself all day long, because we live in such a negative world, you guys. It's so negative. It's so toxic. You are considered a narcissist if you believe in yourself. There's a reel on my Instagram that's going viral. This is my second reel now. I had one a few weeks ago that went viral, and I think that got to like 900,000 views and still going. And there's another one where I'm standing in the gym mirror and I say, do you ever stop at the mirror in the gym and just look at yourself and you see all the progress and you're like, oh my God, look at me, I look good. You know, people in the comments let me know that I am a narcissist. People in the comments have people have been letting me know ever since that video went viral that I am a narcissist, I'm arrogant, I'm conceited, and just all of the things. Okay, well then I'll be that. That I will be, because I will always think highly of myself. If I don't think highly of myself, who will? And that's what I want you guys to see. You have to speak positively to yourself and about yourself. There's nothing wrong with telling yourself that you look good. There's nothing wrong with telling yourself that you are smart. There's nothing wrong with telling yourself that you are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with any of these things. And people want to make you think that there's something wrong with you because you have a high level of confidence. If you don't have a high level of confidence, then that means you'll tolerate anything from anybody because you don't think highly of yourself. So when people disrespect you, you're going to allow them to disrespect you because you don't think you're worthy of anything better than disrespect. But that's not how it works in my world, okay? And that's not how it should work in your world either. You better be your biggest cheerleader, period. I don't care what anyone says. So if someone wants to call me a narcissist because I have a high level of self-importance, then a narcissist I will be, period, okay? And that's what I'm saying. It's like the world is so negative that it's negative to be positive. Like, where do they do that at? Where do they do that at? It's negative to be positive. That's what I'm saying. It's ass backwards, you guys. So build your self-esteem, talk yourself up, praise yourself, give yourself a round of applause. Don't look for outside validation to do it. I talk about this all the time. It needs to come from you. You need to be your biggest cheerleader, okay? In fact, the hate is what it is. Right, it really is, because it just makes me go harder. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You really do. You really do. That's why I said when we were talking about support, you have to support yourself. When you're looking for support for whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you're trying to figure out, well, why won't my friends support me? Why won't my family support me? And I learned this the hard way. You have to support yourself. You have to be your biggest fan. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be the one reminding yourself how great you are. You have to tell yourself that you are capable of any and everything, that you can reach your goals. Stop looking for it from other people, because they ain't gonna tell you. You have to be the one to tell yourself that. So speak positive affirmations to yourself all day long so that you can constantly remember how great you are. Because once you start hearing it, you're going to start to believe it if you don't already. The power of the tongue. So that's why we can't say negative things to ourselves. We can't keep talking about what we can't do, because then you start to believe that. We can't believe that if we're trying to get somewhere. Good morning. So, power of the tongue. Stop saying I can't. Constantly say what you can do and what you will do, and remind yourself how amazing you are. Okay? Tell yourself you look good today. There's nothing wrong with wanting to change things, but still tell yourself that you look good today. Tell yourself that you feel good today. All right? All right, you guys, we're going to end this live here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me this morning. Like I said, like I asked, please make sure y'all thumbs up the live once I post it, Instagram and YouTube. Leave a comment, leave some fire emojis, some hearts or something. Let me know that you really valued this discussion that we had today, okay? Haters gonna hate. They once told me, if you have haters, go get more hate. And that is very, very, very true, DeMarcus. That is very true. If you don't have haters, you ain't doing something right. You better figure it out. You ain't doing something right. Collect them. Just collect them. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful Monday. And I will see you guys later. Bye, TikTok. Bye, YouTube.